that we're aware of that the federal government has required the American people to enter into a contract against their will if they didn't want to. But this health care law allows them to do that. Now, what the Supreme Court found, that under the Commerce Clause of the Constitution, the individual mandate was indeed unconstitutional. But the penalty associated with the individual mandate and the way that that penalty was treated or is treated in the law, the Supreme Court ruled it is essentially a tax. If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck and looks like a duck, then it's probably a duck. And the Supreme Court said it looks like a tax, it's treated like a tax, it's administered by the IRS, it's a tax. And under the constitutional authority of Congress to levy taxes, they said the law stands. But what did the Supreme Court not say? The Supreme Court did not say that it was a good law. The Supreme Court did not say that it was good policy. And I can tell you that it's not good medicine. And we're going to continue to work to try and repeal that law, because it amounts to one of the largest tax increases on the American people in America's history. There are so many tax increases embedded in that law. As former Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi said, they had to pass the law before they could see what's in it. Now we're finding out what's in it, and it's a lot of bad stuff. $500 billion cuts to Medicare. $200 billion of that came out of Medicare Advantage, which put some 36,000 people here along the river, along the Ohio River in eastern and southeastern Ohio, at jeopardy of losing or seeing decreases in their health care coverage. Not a good thing for America. So I think health care is probably number one for you. I think jobs in the economy and your children and your grandchildren's ability to stay here in the local area and find work. Am I safe to say that that is a high priority for you? Y'all help me out. Jobs in the economy. How do we get America moving again? Create jobs. Create more taxpayers. We're not going to create jobs by taxing those that do create jobs. 40% of America's businesses, small businesses, are saying that the health care law alone is the primary reason that they cannot grow and expand and hire more people. Because of the uncertainty that's being created. Then you have regulatory reform, the EPA, the Department of the Interior, that are trying to shut down the coal industry, for example. The president said he was going to make it economically infeasible for coal-fired power plants to operate. Do you folks have any idea how much energy Ohio gets from coal? Take a wild guess. 87%. What's keeping these lights on in this room? Keeping this microphone running? Keeping the heat on? Keeping the air conditioning on? 87% of the energy in Ohio comes from coal. About 45% of the energy for the entire nation comes from coal. And yet this administration is persisting in trying to shut that down. Not only the coal-fired power plants, but the production of coal that goes along with it. And we're fighting every day to try and keep those regulators from doing that. And then finally, on a job creation front, we've got an opportunity, and I mentioned it at the beginning when I talked about American exceptionalism and an energy vision. We're sitting on top of the world's largest deposit of natural gas and oil right here in Ohio. And we've got an opportunity to be at the leading edge of a surge in energy development, which is going to spur manufacturing. It's a big opportunity. We don't need federal regulators like the EPA coming in and telling the state regulators how to do their job. The state of Ohio has been regulating the oil and natural gas industry since 1965 and has been doing it very well. And contrary to what you might read over the internet or hear from other sources, there has not been one single proof in 60 plus years of hydraulically fracturing shale to get natural gas out of it. Over 1 million such operations having been performed. Even the EPA administrator herself has acknowledged they don't have a single instance where they can prove that hydraulic fracturing has contaminated the water table and drinking water. But every time you turn around, you hear another environmental group saying, oh, this is too dangerous, we can't do this, it's going to contaminate our drinking water, and nothing could be further from the truth. It's just not backed up by experience or by the science. So let me ask you, because I want to make sure that I'm really touching on the two primary issues that are most important to you: healthcare and jobs and the economy. If I missed one, sound off. Tell me what might be more important to you than that. Okay. All right. Jim, next question. How are we doing on time? Anybody? We're good? Okay.
We do want to say
how are we doing on time? Anybody dying to get back to bingo? That's right there's one. I love honesty right there. She wants 25 right there. That's what she wants.
Oh, you don't play ball.
I gave it away, didn't I?
Yeah. 25, don't be.
It don't work.
Okay. This is an interesting one because it's sort of far-reaching. It says, is Washington broken? Extremely low satisfaction ratings, increased deficit, inability to pass a budget.
Yes, Washington is broken. Absolutely, Washington is broken. You know, when our founding fathers put this great nation together, you know, and I think you folks could give us all lessons on this, because I bet you what I'm about to say, you already know. When our founding fathers put this great nation together, they put in a set of checks and balances that requires the wheels of government to turn slowly. Nothing happens fast in Washington, D.C. They did that on purpose. They made the wheels of government turn slowly because they did not want, in future administrations, they did not want a new president or a new Senate or a new House of Representatives to come in and just willy-nilly start changing things around and undoing what they fought so hard to put in place. And so our system is based on that set of checks and balances. You've got the House of Representatives, you've got the Senate, and you've got the presidency. They've got to work together in order to get anything done. We've got a $15 trillion debt, and it's climbing. This administration has increased that debt more than any other administration in history. We're trying to get it under control. We have sent two budgets, one in 2011 and another one in 2012, to the Senate. The Senate of the United States ought to be ashamed of itself, because they have not passed a budget in nearly 3 years. And we have sent more than 30, I think right now the count is close to 40 pieces of legislation that would get America's economy moving. We call them jobs bills. One of them was the Keystone XL pipeline. You heard about that a lot on TV, right? The pipeline that would bring oil down from Canada for the United States and move us one step closer to energy independence. The labor unions, the American people, everybody was supportive of this. But the administration said no. Would create 20,000 jobs right away, in excess of 100,000 jobs long term, and the administration said no. And the Senate said no. The Senate will not address anything that we've done. So I found a solution to that. And we're working hard to try and get the bill moving forward. It's called the Pass a Budget Now Act. How many of you have heard of the Pass a Budget Now Act? Anybody? Let let me tell you how it works. By law, the House of Representatives and the Senate each must pass a budget by April 15th of each year. My bill says that whichever chamber of Congress does not pass a budget by April 15th, starting on April 16th, and every day thereafter until they do pass a budget, the members of that chamber of Congress do not get paid. It's called pass a budget now or don't earn a salary. And the money doesn't go into escrow so that they can get it back after they decide that we mean business.